Now, if we could all settle in and turn our attention back to the stage, we are going to begin the reason we're here tonight, our big celebration. Our annual meeting celebrates the strength of the greater Boston business community, our workforce, and most importantly, our future. This is our time to celebrate the people whose leadership, conviction, and service have helped shape this region we all live in and that we all love, while keeping Massachusetts on the world stage. Tonight, we are proud to honor 3 extraordinary leaders. Their impact spans industries, institutions, and communities. Their stories reflect the very best of what it means to lead Greater Boston. As we begin this celebration, I invite you to listen, to reflect, and to join us in recognizing this leadership that has made a lasting difference in commerce and the lives of people all throughout our Commonwealth. We will share a tribute video for each honoree, followed by the chance to hear directly from our distinguished Bostonians. To kick us off, please join me in welcoming Scott Weintraub, SVP, United States Business at Alexion, to introduce our first honoree.
Thank you, Antoinette. Thank you, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. Especially a pleasure to introduce our first honoree and inductee into the Academy of Distinguished Bostonians, Paul Ayoub, Chair of Nutter. Paul is a national award-winning leader representing a range of businesses, including commercial real estate, developers, owners and lenders, major banks, and many lending institutions, as well as the governance for for-profit and nonprofit organizations. Paul served as the chair and is on the executive committee at the board of directors at the Greater Boston Chamber of Commerce, serves as a member of the Regional Real Estate Development Leadership Council, and served as past president of the Board of Real Estate and Finance Association. Paul also serves on the board of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, the largest in the nation in terms of healthcare nonprofit. I actually have the pleasure of seeing Paul in less formal settings and sometimes less successful people, but still nonetheless pretty distinguished. Everyone to a person admires Paul, not for just what he's accomplished in his professional world, but how he gives back to the community. It's a great honor for me to congratulate Paul on this tremendous honor. Congratulations, Paul.
Paul Ayoub is fun, compassionate, and highly enthusiastic.
Paul is authentic, purposeful, and genuine. Lots of passion, commitment.
Paul's involved in so many organizations, it's mind-boggling.
He doesn't do anything halfway. Everything's all full speed ahead.
I would say my role models have been my mother and father and what they taught me and the values they instilled in me of giving back and doing for others and appreciating what we have. My father was an attorney for 50 years, and what he taught me was that law is not only a profession, but it's a privilege. Helping your clients, adopting their concerns as your concerns, their goals as your goals. And I can't tell you how many times my father took on a client knowing full well they would never be able to pay for his fee. And he'd work just as hard for that client as any client he had.
Paul has led an incredibly distinguished career. He has advised companies and organizations and has had a huge professional impact. But for me, even more impressive and even more meaningful is that he's never forgotten where he's come from.
My grandparents immigrated to the city of Boston. I went to schools here. I got my values in the city of Boston. It motivates me to give back and do more for the city.
Paul is probably one of those highly regarded attorneys in the city of Boston and on a national level within the real estate world. His unique mixture of being pragmatic, but also compassionate when it comes to any idea or subject matter.
He doesn't just talk the talk, he walks the walk. And he's been a leader ever since I've known him.
Paul's just one of the nicest, most decent human beings, and also incredibly direct about what needs to happen so that we can clear away that next barrier.
The team at Nutter has learned and mentored under Paul, and each one of them is really in a likeness of Paul. Paul is a servant leader, whether it's at the Chamber of Commerce, St. Jude's, RIFA, his church, everything that Paul does, it's about community.
We at St. Jude take great pride in Paul's leadership. We make huge decisions on our board, from budget plans that reach into the billions of dollars to global collaborations. You cannot pull this off if you don't have someone at the helm who thinks strategically and has self-discipline and sensitivity.
When I think about my role at St. Jude, how it's helped me develop my values, how it's helped me become a better father for my daughter Lizzie, a better husband for my wife Jane, a better person in my law firm, in the organizations in which I'm involved, that's the truest reward.
Every day I find a new impact that Paul's had. He's got his fingerprints on a lot of things that he won't even tell you about.
He's a big picture thinker and a master of details. You can email, text, or even call Paul at any time, and he's always right there to respond. And that's why his wife is called St. Jane.
It's been an honor to be on the board of the Chamber for 30 years. We adopted core policy issues of housing and healthcare and transportation and climate resiliency and energy, focused on economic strength. And we've become a leader in advocating for the people in this city and this state.
Very rarely does a leader like Paul come along that has such a multifaceted impact on our communities.
He's on top of every issue that there is in the city. He's got a voice that's strong and clear on how to solve some of our issues. And Paul is a tremendous leader.
There are people I can help. There are differences I can make. What more would I want to do with my time? And the opportunity to do it in the way that I've been able to do it and honor the legacy of my mother and my father and those who have helped me, I wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, I am honored to receive this award, especially alongside Catherine and Kevin, who are two leaders I've long admired and respected for all you've done in this community. So congratulations to you both. What I value most about this evening is that this evening shines the brightest light on the people and the causes I care so deeply about, and it's for that I am the most grateful. Now, as you saw in the video, I spent a lot of time in Memphis, Tennessee, and down in the South, they have a great phrase. They say, when you see a turtle on a fence post, you know it did not get there by itself. And so I want to reflect on a few people who have helped this turtle get on this fence post. Now, that starts with my colleagues at Nutter. We share a core value that our professional responsibility extends not only to service to our clients, but service to our community. And that was a value instilled at the outset by our founder, U.S. Supreme Court Justice Louis Brandeis, and it continues to guide us every day. And of course, a special thanks to Maria McDonough, my executive assistant, whose professionalism and judgment I rely on and appreciate every day. Thank you, Maria. And this chamber, and Jim, you, under your leadership, this chamber is a bold and a leading voice, and our community is stronger and better, and we are grateful for everything you do every day. Thank you, Jim. I do, however, have one question, which is, I don't know how you got your hands on my official second grade photo from the Sophia Ripley School in West Roxbury, but even with that, I join others in being grateful for most of what you do, so thank you, Jim. And most important, my family. Jane, this has been our shared journey. We are partners in every sense of that word, and those who know you know just how true those words are. And Lizzie and Alex, you're the love of our lives, so thank you all for all that you do for me. So tonight we're here to reflect on a revolutionary past and a visionary future. And it's fitting Because this city and our country are shaped by stories of people with vision and courage and determination who face challenges to create opportunities. Each of us has our own stories, stories that have shaped us. For me, that story begins with my grandparents. They came here at the turn of the last century from Damascus and Beirut with little more than hope. Hope that in a young and a growing nation, they would find a better life, a better opportunity, a better future for their families. They lived just blocks away on Hudson Street in Chinatown. I don't think they could have ever even imagined this evening. Between both sets of grandparents, they had 15 children. Most of them lived and worked in this city their entire lives. And they were so proud of how they contributed back into this community that had so graciously accepted them. And they did so without an education beyond high school, except for one. My father, Joe Ayoub, practiced law in the city for 50 years. And for almost 20, he served as an assistant attorney general for the state of Massachusetts. He and my mother, Ellie, taught my brother and me that richness does not lie in what you receive, but it is in what you give. And it was in that spirit that he answered the call of another first-generation Lebanese man, Amos Jacobs, who asked my dad to join others of their common heritage to build a hospital for the sickest children in this country and to provide that care with no cost to their families. You see, it was their way of giving back to this country for the successful lives they had worked so hard to build for themselves. Now, you may know Amos Jacobs by his stage name, Danny Thomas, Marlowe's dad, and the hospital, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. 70 years after my father wrote the original bylaws that helped start St. Jude, it is today, in terms of dollars raised, the largest healthcare charity in the United States of America. With more than 400 partner sites in 90 countries around the world. And I have had the privilege to follow in my father's footsteps, to chair the board of that hospital and to lead it. And I'm so grateful so many of our board members from around the country are here with us tonight, and I want to thank them for being with us. This is what can be achieved when we confront a challenge with vision and courage and determination. This is the same spirit that fueled our nation's founders who confronted enormous challenges to create this nation 250 years ago. Today, we know the challenging issues facing us. The Chamber has been a driving force in addressing them with so many of you in this room. Tonight, my hope is that future generations will say, we met the moment, that we faced the challenges before us to create a better future for them, that we chose vision over fear, that we chose courage over comfort, that we chose determination over doubt, and that we understood that the greatest contribution we can make and the most important legacy that we can leave is service to others. And so, here we are. The choice is clear. The future is at hand. And for all of us together, the challenge is now ours. Thank you very much.